to science knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower.
Evidence is evidence. It's public. Everybody can look at the evidence and assess it, and eventually, if there's enough evidence, come to the same conclusion.
The Chloe Sanctuary hopes to give you insight into the health and happiness of your companion parrots. We hope to help you build happy homes using reliable and proven tools. The best homes are built on a rock-solid foundation. And the best foundation for a happy home is the bedrock of science. When we stand on the shoulders of giants, the scientists who have worked long and diligently to understand our companions, we can reach new heights of understanding. And understanding is the key to success.
I think treated, most of these birds have a good prognosis, and I would say
What does avian veterinary medicine have to tell us about our feathered friends? How can the tools of behavior shaping make our homes happier for us and our companions? How can we deal with biting, screaming, or other misbehavior? What is it like to live among parrots? Let them roam around about you and share a life with them. How much freedom do you give them? What happens if you form a bond of trust with them? Watch and see what understanding their true nature can do for you. Come with us on a journey as we do more than examine a parrot's world. We live in it. Make some popcorn and bring in a few wood blocks. Let everyone have something to chew and a comfortable place to perch. Cockatude is a presentation of the Chloe Sanctuary for Parrots and Cockatoos, a nonprofit charity dedicated to the empowerment of captive parrots and public awareness.
Everybody. You got a choice. You want to sit up here? You sit up there. There you go. I gotta get Bob. We're done. Bob. Well, volume works. Just have to go 6 times a day. Hi, I'm Don, the Executive Director of the Chloe Sanctuary and producer of Cockatude. I want to thank all of you for watching our videos. Pippa, are you having fun? You want to get up on the shoulder there, girl? I've been trying to come up with a way to provide higher quality videos and also reward our patrons. So now we have a paid account at Vimeo where we can post high quality, high resolution episodes. Right? Tell them all about it. Tell them all about it. Our patrons are the ones who are helping us pay for this upgrade, so only patrons will be able to see our new full episodes. Our YouTube videos will be about half as long as they were before. Pippa, the gang, and I would like to invite you to become a patron at patreon.com/Chloe Sanctuary. Just a single $1 an episode, we do 2 a month, will get you full access to these enhanced episodes. Right, Pippa? Yeah, Pippa agrees, yeah. Pippa's news, Peach's training tips, and Cecil's cool stuff found will only be on these new enhanced videos. Pippa wants you to know that she works very hard coming up with all the things for her segment, and she wants you to see them. She hopes you will join us on Patreon. Our patrons deserve the best, and we're hoping to give that to them with this new video platform. You can check out an example of the higher quality by going to chloesanctuary.org and clicking on the Cockatude tab on the top of the page. I also plan to upload video shorts on weeks where we don't do a new episode. There'll be lots of stuff inside the aviary, that kind of thing. Right, Pippa? Some behind the scenes stuff around here too, right? Beak trimming and stuff like that. Yeah, little stuff. So fly out to patreon.com/Chloe Sanctuary and join right now. We hope to see you there for the upcoming episode. Don't we, Pippa? Yeah, we do, don't we?
Hi, and welcome to Cockatude. Cockatude was with... Yeah! What are you doing, Cause? Come here, Cause. Come on, baby. Come here. Hey. Be nice. Hi, and welcome to Cockatude. Cockatoos with attitude. Parrot-proofing your home, keeping your feathered friends safe and happy. Part 1. I'm sure you've all heard the story of the canary in the coal mine. They take the canary down into the mine so that it will die if they burrow into some dangerous gas pocket or if they run out of oxygen. This is due to the fact that birds don't have an alveoli. These are tiny air sacs in mammals' lungs, which allow for rapid gas exchange, okay? Therefore, their lungs absorb all the poisons in the air. Apparently, they need this type of respiratory system in order to be able to fly. This gives them the maximum oxygen for the incredible burst of energy that it takes to fly. So you need to provide a clean air environment for them. That's not as easy as it may seem. We humans are mammals. Mother Earth would probably say that we are stinkers. It's not that we're doing everything we possibly can to pollute the planet so that we can have what we want. No, it's not just that. We actually stink. We have body odor. So we try to mask it with all kinds of fun stuff. Back in the Middle Ages, the gentry walked around with handkerchiefs, handkerchiefs sprinkled with perfume, so that they could wave this in front of their nose when they were dealing with the average peasant. Peach, what are you doing, baby? What you doing, baby? What you doing? Yeah. You singing, babies? Oh, that's a beautiful song, Peaches. It's a beautiful song, Peaches. It is. It's a pretty song. Little girl. Although it wasn't just the peasants who had a strong odor. Are you eating my glass holder there, kid? Taking a bath wasn't something that was required to be a member of society. Today, we have deodorants, perfumes, scented shampoos and conditioner, hairsprays, and other things that stink in their own ways to cover up our smells. And we also use things to make our homes smell better. We have little plug-in devices that we put into an electrical socket that release the scent into the air. This is not good for parrots. We use scented candles and potpourri to cover up potentially irritating smells. Yeah, you agree? Peaches, get out of there. No, come here. You're wandering about too much today, baby. No wandering about. You want to get in there? Here. You want to get in that? Is that what you want to do? You can get in there if you want. Go ahead. You just want to sit there? you want to climb down. Nobody can see you in there. Yeah, silly little bird. That's just toys, so you can dig around in the toys. There's also a roll of paper. No, you're not going over there. I see what you're doing. No, you're not going on the floor over there. No, get back over here. No. She keeps trying to get on the floor. You're not getting on the floor. No. You know better. No, you're not going to get on the floor. We use cleaning fluids that contain poisonous emissions from chlorine or ammonia. And how many older people have mixed the two and created mustard gas and died from it? These guys don't need the mix, okay? Chlorine or ammonia by themselves will do the job. One of the things that's most difficult for a bird rescue to tell a new prospective bird owner is that they're going to need to get rid of some of the things that they're used to using. Actually, they're going to need to get rid of all of these things. Those who believe they can get away with putting perfume on, hi Lorelei, or spraying their hair with hairspray, and think that they won't be one of the people that has their birds suffer from this, they're living in a fantasy world, okay? These are the kind of people who play Russian roulette with others' lives. These are like little girls or boys who, as children, put their fingers in their ears and say, "I'm not listening," because they don't want to hear it. All I can say is play Russian roulette on your own time and not with your parrots. Be sure to avoid these scents. And pretty much if it makes a scent, you don't want it around your birds. There are a few exceptions. Like you can use cinnamon. Hey, no, we're not eating that. Thank you, Lorelei. You can use cinnamon and boil it in water to just make your house smell a little nicer, that kind of thing. To cover up the mammal scent in the house, or the cooking scents, that kind of thing. But you need to avoid most odors, okay? Most odors, they don't make sense when living with birds. Natural gas, propane, kerosene, and other fuming gases should never be used around parrots. You know, we have a wall heater here. Hey, no, Lorelei, no. She's trying to eat the lovely tapestry I have covering up the closet there. You should never use these around parrots. So I disconnected it and turned off the valve so there's no gas coming to it at all. Now that fireplace you have in the living room, it's a great decoration. You know, they look really cool. But to keep someone using it, you could put a bookshelf in front of it. You never know when you're going to have someone over who says, "Hey, I should use this." So make sure there's nothing they can burn in it if you do leave it where people can get to it. Okay? Smoke and fire. There's a great combination for sensitive lungs. Right? Right? There are other hidden poisons. You just nibbled my side, you silly. There are other hidden poisons that come along with scents sometimes. Harsh clothing detergents with strong odors can affect your bird in two ways. By entering through their nares, which is what they have instead of a nose, okay, or through the skin. And, oh, don't forget, you've got to stop buying those dryer sheets too. Is there an alternative? Yeah, you can use scent-free detergents that are available even at Costco, or you can use vinegar and salt to wash your clothes. Now, there are food hazards as well. I once took Chloe to the vet because she made a mad dash for an apple that was sitting on the counter behind me when I turned around. Moments later, she dug all the way to the center of that apple and she ate all the seeds. Well, I knew that seeds could be dangerous or unhealthy. At least I thought so at the time, so I ran to the vet. Dr. Young at the Discovery Valley Animal Hospital said he'd never seen a bird die from such a thing. But I wasn't willing to take the chance, so he did a lavage. That was a $300 lesson, okay? I later found that he was right. It would make them a little bit dozy. It might upset them a bit, but it doesn't really kill them. So that's a $300 lesson, but better safe than sorry, right? But here's the rub. You have to anesthetize the bird in order to do a lavage to get that out of there, okay? And when you're doing a lavage, you're actually putting 2 tubes down into their throat. One to make sure they get air, and the other one to flush whatever is inside their crop out. So there's water coming out of there, and you got to make sure it doesn't get into their lungs. You better make sure that the veterinarian you have has the requisite skill, okay? Because that can be life-threatening. The anesthesia and the process itself. Fortunately, Dr. Young, he has those skills. Anesthesia doesn't generally go wrong with parrots, but there's always risks. For example, Sugar was under anesthesia, and normally when you remove the gas mask, it's a gas that they use. Within about a minute, the bird is nearly awake and trying to get their bearings, okay? It took nearly 5 minutes for Sugar. Needless to say, I was nearly beside myself. I didn't say anything. I just kept working to try to get her awake. If I had known there was no danger and had developed the trust necessary to accept my veterinarian's recommendation, Chloe would not have suffered the risk involved with anesthesia. And Sugar did come out of it, but I'm not looking forward to the day when she has to be anesthetized again. Am I, Sugar? No, I'm not. You hiding back there, Lucy? Sometimes, in fact often, our biggest hazard with these guys is our own lack of knowledge. So, what do we know of food that is actually poisonous or dangerous to parrots? We're going to make a PDF, a document with all this information, so it's good to hear, but you might want to download that information and keep it somewhere safe. And don't count it to be the be-all and end-all. It's not going to cover everything. There's other dangers. We're going to cover what we can. You want to keep it somewhere where you can refer to it and somewhere where the birds aren't going to eat it. Let's start with CACA. C-A-C-A. Those letters stand for chocolate, avocado, caffeine, and alcohol. Never feed your bird caca. Those particular items can be thought of just like the word I'm saying, okay? Asparagus. I don't know if you have this problem, but when I eat asparagus, there's a horrible smell that comes out afterwards. This is usually when you're removing water from your system. Those are unprocessed chemicals from the asparagus. Some of these are the very toxins that your birds might suffer from. It is ignorance of Bob's nature that turned Babaloo into a living gargoyle. Bob's would-be parents made a hasty choice and found themselves in living hell, torn between guilt and frustration. I have seen the joy in Babaloo's eyes now that he has a new life with me as his companion. To see Babaloo love and trust again is worth the effort of a lifetime. But, once again, Bob is heading toward the pain of separation. My heart nearly broke the day I discovered that he was heading toward a cloacal prolapse, that his life will be cut short. To find love and acceptance and then have it stolen away from you by failing health is too much to bear. We can slow the progress of his failing health, but we can't stop it. He will need several surgeries, and eventually, Babaloo will die. We want to give him the best possible life until that day. His surgeries will become progressively more expensive over time. Won't you please lend Babaloo a hand and donate to his medical fund today?
Our donation button is on our webpage at www.chloesanctuary.org. Just be sure to say, "For Bob," in the notes when you donate.
Onion. Uncooked onions contain a high amount of oxalic acid. This is not something that your birds can digest properly. You don't want digestive problems, liver or kidney failure, so don't feed them uncooked onions. Cooked onion has reduced oxalic acid and is reportedly safe in small amounts. Garlic is a problem for the same reason. I'll just say ditto. Comfrey is another no-no. There are so many herbs and spices that present a problem, I can't present them all here. Another example is turmeric. Everybody says, "Get over here." No, you're not going to get off the couch. Stop that. You stay here. According to many worshippers of alternative medicine, this is a wonder drug. It's the wonder drug of this 6 months anyway, because there's a new wonder drug every 6 months. And I like to say that, you know, what do they call it? What do they call alternative medicine that works? Medicine. About 1 in 3 birds, at least from my personal experience, are going to have a reaction to turmeric. It will cause their poop to smell like the sulfurous pit of hell. So keep your birds away from curry, my friends, if you value your nose. And of course you may be taking them to the vet for this too because you think they're sick, so just keep them away from it. Fruit pits and apple seeds usually contain toxins. They're not good for your birds. Some could be fatal, so avoid these. Lorelei, no. Did I say Lorelei? I'm sorry, Lorelei. Cecil, no. Thank you. Sugar, not you. Sugar, salt, and fat. It's an excellent book about the American diet, but all of these can be highly addictive. Hey! No, Lorelei. All of these can be highly addictive to humans and also birds. In large quantities, they can lead to serious disorders, disease, or death. Too much salt, and these guys are, "You're not going to go over there." No, you're not. You're just being a pest. Now, let's not be a pest, okay? Let's not be a pest. You're an awfully cute pest. You're an awfully cute pest. She gets into this mood sometimes where she just has to climb down and she wants to walk around on the floor. But the problem with that is that she usually gets in spots she shouldn't be, right? I think I have most of those blocked off, but we don't want to take any chances. When my concentration is not completely on you, you're not going to go, all right, over here, sit right there. I know you don't want to sit there. I'll put you up on a perch. All right, let me put you on a perch because you're getting like this now. She gets like that, you got to put her up on a perch and she'll sing. Gonna sing? Go ahead and sing. Come on. That's a good girl. I know, Peach. Some of you may have heard the old wives' tale that girls don't toot. Well, if parrots do, I've never experienced it. I certainly have experienced it with the occasional dog or human. Now, what kind of food might cause gastric distress in a parrot? We know that too much sugar is not good for our birds, but neither is we know that too much sugar is not good for our birds, but neither is sugar-free candy. These are usually made with sorbitol and mannitol. Both of these cause flatulence in humans. The situation is much worse in birds and can be fatal. Think Willy Wonka and the Blueberry Girl. You have all probably been told that peanuts peanut butter, and especially peanuts in the shell, can contain a toxin called aflatoxin. This is true. But so can most grains. In fact, most bread contains alcohol. This is a byproduct of yeast in the case of bread. What are you doing, Colin? These toxins are created by bacteria. Aflatoxin is created by a bacteria. When you have grains, peanuts, peanut butter, it's best to keep it refrigerated. Lorelei! It's best to keep it refrigerated. This retards the toxins from growing. Like many tales told on the internet, there's a grain of truth somewhere in the story that grain may actually have aflatoxin, that peanuts may have aflatoxin. The care and storage of grains and nuts can make all the difference. If you doubt what I'm saying, check out aflatoxin on the Wikipedia. And I do encourage you to research these things and not just accept what I'm saying or what others tell you. Let's face it, humans are the only animals on the planet that drink secretions from other animals. To some extent, we are all lactose intolerant. Since birds don't have mammary glands, this should be a no-brainer. I once knew someone who kept holding a bird up to her breast as if to comfort it. I pointed out that birds have no idea what mammary glands are for. She disagreed with me, but think about it. Why would they? Don't feed your bird dairy products. Keep your fungus to yourself. Just because you've been spending a few weeks in Manila, in the humidity and heat is no reason to offer your bird fungus. No mushrooms, please. This can cause the growth of nasty things in their digestive tract. Those nasties can be hard to kill. You're talking a week or two of drug therapy, so we don't want to do that. While it's perfectly fine to sing mariachi songs, don't feed your bird guacamole. Avocados contain persin, which is toxic to them. While it is not true that every parrot will die, many do. Sidney Greenstreet, in the movie Casablanca, ran a place called the Blue Parrot. The reason the parrot was blue was that it had died from being offered an alcoholic drink. Well, that story isn't true, but you get the idea. Parrots cannot metabolize alcohol. Not at all. And not even the parrot said, "Play it again, Sam." Tomatoes are in the nightshade family. Tomato leaves and stems are poisonous. So remove any of these parts before bringing tomatoes into your home. Parrots like to play with the stems and branches of plants, so keep that in mind. Dried beans are a no-no. Cooked beans are a favorite treat of many birds, but raw, dry beans can be extremely harmful to your companion. Uncooked beans have a viral toxin, which is poisonous to birds. It's called hemagglutinin. Can you say that 3 times fast? Hemagglutinin, hemagglutinin, hemagglutinin. Oh, now I want to go take a nap.
Peaches is an amazing personality. Her daily maintenance requires dedication and mindfulness. She requires 2 forms of medicine, 7-course meals, and effort to entice her to eat. Extensive preening every day, special tools to trim nails, constant attention to her vocalizations, daily walks, and twice yearly checkups due to the possibility of impacted feather follicles and the nature of her spinal injuries. It seems a common misconception among the general public that parrots are like toys in a toy box. Nothing could be further from the truth. They are complex creatures. Recently, scientific studies have shown them to be at least as intelligent as chimpanzees. Every captive parrot needs special humans who will dedicate themselves to understanding them, those who know their species as it lives in the wild. special people that understand their social, mental, and physical needs. They need to be understood for what they are, and not as merely human companions, as circus performers to bring smiles. Peaches needs all this and more. She is our special girl. Will you help us care for Peaches? Please make a donation today at our website, chloesanctuary.org. That's spelled CHLOESANCTUARY.org.
Ointments can have a dramatic effect on their skin. They can act like battery acid when applied to our own skin. Their skin has only 3 layers, and in some places it's only 7 cells deep. So keep your skin cream to yourself. If it isn't vet approved, don't put it on their skin. Don't give empty pill bottles or pill boxes as toys. They may learn to open childproof caps, and prescription drugs are dangerous. Teflon and Scotchgard. Avoid anything that has PTFE, Teflon, anything non-stick except titanium coatings. And even those, you need to make sure the manufacturer says no Teflon. Self-cleaning ovens, Teflon pans and hair dryers, and almost all other non-stick ware is death to parrots. It's DuPont death, but they've changed the name to protect the guilty. How do you clean your oven? Well, try elbow grease. I'm sure your grandmother can tell you all about it. Cast iron is another great way to cook, but always season your pans outside. Seasoning is when you heat them with oil in case you are not the frugal gourmet. Don't use Scotchgard to protect your furniture either. It's toxic to our feathered ones. Okay, Bogart, you can't dangle that lit cigarette from your lips to look cool. Smoke isn't sexy to parrots. Remember, the canary in the coal mine. We have alveoli to protect our lungs. They don't. I am 100% behind the use of marijuana for medical purposes, and even casual use, okay? With one caveat. THC and the tar from smoke are poisonous to our parrots. So laugh along with Firesign Theater and Cheech and Chong, but do it outside and far from Polly. If you're going to light up, do it outside. Do it away from your bird. In one way, this is sad. Those of you who have cockatoos know how hard it is to get them to eat nutritious food. Wouldn't it be great if they could get the munchies? It's not going to happen. Don't even dream about it. And our next episode is on dreaming, so keep that in mind. Food and toys from pet shops. Pet shops with birds. These are a disease risk. Feather dust and fecal dust are vectors for disease. With the devastating spread of the fatal disease, PDD, proventricular dilation disease, you don't want to visit or buy anything from a bird store. It's not convenient. Amazon is convenient. Shipped directly to your door. Or choose a supplier that does not have birds on their site. Bird droppings in your own home can cause illness. Bird droppings are nearly bacteria-free when they're fresh, but it attracts bacteria quickly. Think of the scientist in the white coat dropping scum onto Petri dishes. That's some mighty potent growth medium. Maybe we should arrange to sell our bird poop to the local mad scientists. Don't use corn cob or anything else other than newspaper to line the bottom of the cage. Corn cob is a magnet for disease. And clean it every day, okay? It's not just the disease in pet stores that can be a problem. Don't forget that with few exceptions, they evolved to live in forests. I don't think there's many birds in the jungle with the name Dusty or Sooty or Powdery. I'm not sure why they call it powdered down. I've even found it in neat piles on the inside of light fixtures on the ceiling. And I have to clean those pretty regularly. Rusted metal in the cages or old metal toys is a risk. Sometimes lead was used in powder coating on older cages. It's rare for parrots to chew on these, but it's still a risk. Pippa, who lives with us here, swallowed a fishing weight. Swallowing a chunk of metal is the usual way that metal toxicity happens. Keep those little bits of metal away from your birds. They don't like eating fish anyway. Coins may contain heavy metals and bacteria, so keep that in mind. Lead-based paint may be lurking under your fresh paint on your walls if you live in an older home. It can also be found on some older toys. Many parrots will chew paint. Why, do you ask? Think about what you do when you're bored. Is watching a sitcom the intelligent thing to do? No? It's not? So if you keep Cecil entertained, right Cecil? He won't be peeling the paint off the walls. What are you doing? Pesticides may be used outside, but keep them there. Don't use them in the house, anywhere your feathered ones can get to. Never spray poison in the house. Aerosols in general are a threat, but poison and propellant are the dynamic duo of death. Kind of sounds like the movies they keep shoving on us lately, doesn't it? Don't get me started on food supplements. The Attorney General of New York commissioned a study of the 3 major brands being sold in that state. The result? You never know what's in those supplements because they're not regulated in the United States. One had asparagus in it. That wasn't on the label. You know asparagus is poisonous to birds, right? It's funny it didn't come with a skull and crossbones next to a picture of a parrot on the label. Lack of natural light can result in vitamin D deficiency. Over-the-counter supplements are not the solution. Soy yogurt, maybe, which is regulated by the FDA, at least. The best fix is to get them outside for at least 20 minutes a day. If you can't do that, the next best thing is a UV light made specifically for birds. Don't use reptile lights. They can blind your parrot. I know. One extreme danger is people trying to be helpful on the internet. Remember that old trout, the road to hell is paved with good. Few people you find on the internet have the qualifications to advise you on health issues. When in doubt, go directly to your avian vet. I know of one case where advice from a layperson would have killed the parrot. Fortunately, I contacted the parrot's companion and explained that they needed to get to the vet ASAP. I know. There's much more we need to talk about. Electrical cords, carpet fresh, rope perches, and on and on and on. I know that I haven't covered everything, and I won't be able to. But this is a good start. We'll do another video and see if we can cover the bulk of the remaining dangers. So, you want to say goodbye to the people, Pippa? Say goodbye to the people! Goodbye to the people! Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
We welcome your feedback on our videos. We look forward to your insights, tips, questions, stories, and pictures. You can email us at cockatude@chloesanctuary.org, reach us on Twitter @Chloe Sanctuary, and join with us on our Facebook Chloe Sanctuary page.
Science knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower.